Hi team, good evening. Is my voice audible to all of you and is my screen visible? If yes, please hit the thumbs up button. Okay. So team, first of all, congratulations on your selection with Wipro. We are from the campus onboarding team. So my name is Arun. My colleagues Neetu and Deepa are also on the call. So we will be helping you out in the campus pre-connect session for today. Okay. Before we start the session, you will all be put on mute. Okay, only when required, we'll be unmuting you all and you will be able to ask us the doubts and the queries and all that. Okay, so for any confirmation we require, you'll have to use a thumbs up or the thumbs up button. Okay, and unless required, do not put anything in the chat box. I hope I'm clear on that. Okay, so on the screen we have the agenda for the session. We'll be explaining you the Embark joining forms, what has to be, where you'll have to access the joining forms, what has to be filled in the joining forms. Then we'll be explaining you regarding the background verification, what are the documents that are supposed to be uploading in the Embark background verification portal. And then we'll be starting with the questionnaires and the FAQ wherein you can ask us the queries regarding the joining forms and the background verification. We'll be able to help you out. Okay. So starting with the first part, which is the Embark joining forms. Before I start with the forms, I'll have to tell you regarding the forms being triggered. Okay. So I think most of you wouldn't have received the joining forms yet. Okay, do not worry. The joining forms will be triggered on or before the date of reporting. The date of reporting is the date when you will be called for onboarding. Right? You would have received mails, or candidates would be receiving mails now also. Right? You'll be receiving a mail wherein a link will be given to join for the onboarding purpose. So on or before the date of onboarding, the joining forms will be triggered to you and you will be able to access the joining forms. Okay. So do not ask me queries or ask us questions stating that you have not received the joining forms yet. I hope I was clear on this part. If you have not received the joining forms yet, it will be triggered on or before your date of reporting. So do not worry. All you have to do is just frequently check on the portal or your emails if you have received the forms. I hope I'm clear. Okay. If there are candidates who require a postponement, right? If there are candidates who require postponement, meaning you do not want to join in this batch, that is 6th December batch, but you want to join in the future, you can exit the call. You need not have to remain in the call for the pre-connect session. All you have to do is report on the onboarding date and inform us that you want a postponement. And you should also be writing an email to the manager campus stating that you want a postponement. Am I clear? All right. So starting with the first part, which is the Embark joining forms. So team, once the forms have been triggered to all of you, you will receive an email. I hope you are making a note of it. Okay, note of whatever we are explaining, so that it's easier for you to refer to when you're filling up the forms. Okay. So once the forms are triggered to you, you will receive an email from careers@wipro.com. Okay. You will receive an email from careers@wipro.com asking you to fill and submit the joining forms. So in that email, there will be a link provided stating that please click here to log into the iSIMS dashboard. Okay, so once you click on the link, you will be redirected and I'll be explaining what has to be done after clicking on the link. Deepa and Nitu, is my voice clear? Because I can see few candidates writing that my voice is not clear.
Arun, your voice is clear, Arun. No issues.
Okay, thanks, Deepa. So, team, there are one or two candidates, putting it in the chat box stating the voice is not clear. Please check your connectivity. You might be facing some internet issues. Okay. So, team, the forms that you'll be submitting it is the laptop consent. Okay, which will help you in which will help us in delivering the laptops to you. And then you will have to be filling empty pocket declaration, joining report, nomination declaration, gratuity nomination, email and internet usage policy, employee commitment agreement, declaration undertaking, Form 11, Maharashtra night shift, and the training agreement. Okay, so these are the forms which you will be filling it up. There might be candidates who are from the previous postponement batch, you might be knowing it. Okay, so here there is one form which is called Maharashtra night shift form, the form number 9 here, right? In this sequence, the form number 9, the Maharashtra night shift form is applicable only for female candidates joining Maharashtra location. I hope I'm clear enough. The Maharashtra night shift declaration is applicable only for female candidates joining the Maharashtra location. For any other candidate, it is not applicable. You will not be able to see this form. It's as simple as that. Right? So we'll proceeding ahead. I'll be sharing the screen for how to log into the forms. Just give me a moment. Team, is my screen visible? Okay. So team, when you receive an email from the carriers Wipro, there'll be a link provided there. Once you click on the link, you will be redirected to this page. So here you will have to log in with your email ID and the password. I believe you know your email ID and the password. Some candidates might have logged in with the Google account or Facebook account or even with LinkedIn accounts. Okay. So you'll have to log into this page. Once you mention your email ID and the password, you will be redirected to the ISM's dashboard. So this will be the dashboard. Here there are 3 tabs for this test ID. There might be candidates who might be having a number of tabs. Few might be having 3, few might be having 4, or few might be having even 6 or 7. Okay. But the form that is the tab that is the last one, the onboarding embark, will be common to all of you. Okay. So once you click on embark onboarding, you will be redirected to the next page, which will again say embark onboarding. It will say that I hope it is clear till here. It's just 3 steps to log into the embark page. Right? So in the embark page, your name will be addressed. So here we are using a test ID for the demo purpose. So the name of the candidate here is Elite Test. Okay. There are turbo batch candidates also in the call. Do not worry. Everything is same for you also. The forms, everything is same. Okay. So since there's a test study, there are few details which might be different. For example, when you're filling up the joining forms for the first time, you will have only one proceed option. You will not be able to see this proceed option. I mean, you will not be able to see this view option. You'll be able to see only one proceed option. Okay. So in order to start filling up your forms, you will have to start the first proceed option that you will get it. Okay. So once you click on it, you will be able to get a laptop collection mode form. Okay. So since this is a demo file, demo ID, it has already been filled. That is the reason I'm clicking on the view option. But when you are doing it for the first time, when you click on the proceed option, the laptop collection mode will open. Okay. When it opens, there will be two options available. I will collect the laptop from Wipro office. The second is laptop to be shipped to my address. Everyone should select the second option, which is laptop to be shipped to my address. Is it clear? Okay. Then you will have to give your address, that is the current address. So do not get confused regarding the current address and the permanent address. You'll have to mention the address 1, address 2, that is address line 1, address line 2. Country should be India, the state, your city, the zip code, which is a PIN code, and your contact number. So this is very similar to Flipkart and Amazon, wherein you are ordering a product and you are giving your address. So the product has to reach to you, so you are giving the current address, correct? It is the same process. In case in the city drop down, anyway state, all the states will be available. In the city, there might be some cities not available. Maybe you might be in a city and that city name is not available in the drop down. In that case, you should select others. There will be an option called others. You'll have to select others. Once you select others, there will be another tab which will ask for the city. Mention the city and that's it. So once you fill in the details, you'll have to click on proceed option. And once you click on the proceed option, there will be a laptop consent which will open, which will automatically capture all this address, and you'll have to accept. Once you accept, the dashboard will look like this now. Once you accept the laptop consent, the dashboard will look like this. You will be able to view the laptop consent which you have submitted, right? And you will be able to see the proceed option to fill the joining forms. So I hope it is clear till here. Okay. So moving ahead and filling up the joining forms, since there is this proceed option available, please click on the proceed option and you will be able to see all the joining forms. Okay. So this test ID is of a female candidate joining Maharashtra location. So I'm able to see a total number of forms as 10. Okay. So Maharashtra night shift form is available. So for the ones for whom the Maharashtra night shift declaration is not applicable, you will be able to see the total number of forms as 09. Only 9 forms will be there. Okay, and also there will be 2 arrows towards the corners. These are for navigating across the forms. Is it clear? Okay. So team, starting with the first form, which is empty pocket undertaking. So when you select the form, below the form, you will be able to see something called as yet to submit. If you have submitted the form, it will turn to green in color and it will be mentioned as submitted. Okay. In empty pocket undertaking, you will have to go through the undertaking. Okay. And it will ask for the employee name. You should mention the employee name here. That is your name. Date and signature will be automatically captured when you are submitting the form. Okay. When you submit the form, the date when you are submitting and the signature along with the date when you're submitting will be captured. Is it clear? Team, please do not discuss anything about the groups. Please pay attention. Later, you can join the groups. I hope it is clear. So once you have submitted, you can go towards the next form, which is the joining report. So team, from the joining report, please pay attention here. Do not speak about the locations, group-wise locations and all that. Please pay attention. We'll not be explaining this again. So from the second form, which is the joining report, your name, your joining location, and the date of joining will be automatically captured. You need not have to be filling it. Okay. I hope I'm clear. From the joining report, all the forms, your name, the location, and the date of joining will be automatically captured, except for Form 11, which we will explain why it is editable. Okay. Starting with the joining report, your name is automatically captured, and only your first name and the last name will be visible. If you have a middle name, it will not reflect here. For example, if my name is S. Arun Kumar, only yes, Kumar will be visible here. Arun will not be reflected. That is not an issue. Do not worry about it. Okay. For some candidates, the complete first, middle, and last name will reflect. It is because you would have updated the middle name along with the first name field or the last name field. That is the reason it will reflect. If you have mentioned your middle name in the correct middle name field, your middle name will not reflect here. So do not worry about this. It is not an issue. Okay. And also, when you're submitting or filling up the forms, you'll have to check if your name is correct. Correct meaning middle name is missing, that is not an issue. Wrong name meaning my name is S. Arun Kumar, but it is reflecting here as Deepa, then it is a wrong name. Someone else's name is there. Or there is a spelling mistake, there is an issue. Okay, so in that case, and if the location is wrong, most probably 99.9% the location mentioned here will be correct. That is, if the date of joining is correct, the location is also correct for you. Do not get confused. And here, the date of joining, since it is a test ID, it is shown as 15th November. For you, it will display as 06/12/2021, which is 6th December 2021. If any one of these three is wrong, meaning if the date of joining is correct, location is also correct. But if you have received any mail regarding the location and it is wrong, and if there is a name, wrong spelling or something is wrong with the name, please do not fill or submit the form. Please do not fill, do not save, or do not submit the form. Anything wrong in your name, apart from middle name missing, anything wrong with the date of joining and anything wrong with the location, please do not fill the forms. I hope I'm clear. Let it be any form. First, please check. For example, if you're checking if the joining report your name is correct, just go to nomination and declaration and check if the name is correct. Then you can go and proceed with filling up the forms. If something is wrong, do not fill the forms at all. You should inform us when you are reporting for the date of reporting, that is onboarding. Okay. And when you inform us, we'll rectify the issue, and post that you'll have to fill up the forms. And let me be clear about the location. If the date of joining is correct, 99.9%, the location is also correct. I am saying if you have received a mail stating that your joining location is Chennai, then your DOJ is correct, but it is mentioned as Pune. You can inform us that in the mail I've got this location, but in the forms it is wrong. The date of joining is correct, the name is correct, the location is wrong, because I've received a mail stating that my location is Chennai. In that case, we will be able to help you out. But apart from that, we will not be able to help you out, because the date of joining is correct, the location will always be correct. Okay. Now proceeding with the form, you'll have to, if you're a male candidate, select son. If you're a female candidate, select daughter. Okay. Mention your father's name. When you're mentioning any name, do not use any special characters. Okay. You'll have to mention your father's name. Have joined Wipro Limited as designation. I believe your designation is project engineer. Okay. Coming below, your permanent address. You'll have to mention the complete address with PIN code, with state and PIN code. Okay. Now coming coming to, in case of emergency, you'll have to give your emergency contact details. This should always be your parents or siblings who are staying with your parents. Okay. So name is the contact person name. If you're mentioning your father's name, father's details, you'll have to mention your father's name. The relationship will be father, his father to you, his contact number, and address where they are staying. If it is the same as this, you can just copy paste. Okay. So once these details are filled, you will be proceeding with the next part, which is towards the bottom. Any field which is blocked for editing, any field which is blocked for editing, do not try to fill anything there. Okay. Here the date will be captured with the date of submitting the form, and signature will be captured along with the date when you're submitting the form. This is for office use. You should not be doing anything, and you'll not be able to edit also. Okay. Place will be blank. Do not worry about it. I hope I'm clear with this form joining report. And in case if you're facing or having confusions while filling up the forms, there is something called a sample form towards the right side. If you click on it, you will be able to see a form which is, which will show you what has to be filled. But in the sample, towards the bottom, it will mention as date of joining and joining location. Do not worry about it because it is blocked for editing. Okay, here the date will be captured with the date when you're submitting the form, and the location will be blank when you're submitting it. So do not get confused. I hope I'm clear. So towards the bottom, there are two options. One is save and one is submit. In case if all the details are correct, we prefer you always when you're filling up the forms, if you feel the details are correct, please go ahead and submit the forms directly. There might be few candidates who will first fill the details, save the forms so that they can preview it once and then submit it, correct? In that case, if you want to, fill all the forms, preview and then submit, then you can use the option called save. If you feel that whatever you filled is correct, then please go ahead and submit the form, right? And when you're filled in the details without using both the options, if you're moving to the next form, you will get an alert stating that you're about to leave this page without saving your information. Do you want to proceed? If you click on yes, all the details that you have filled will disappear. You'll have to be filling it again. If just click on no, save the form and then move to the next form. Now, since this is a demo ID, we will not be submitting the form. We'll be proceeding with the next form. So coming to the next form, which is nomination and declaration. This nomination and declaration is for the Provident Fund. Herein, you will be giving your nominee details for the Provident Fund account. Okay. There is something called employee number. Please note that you do not have any employee numbers as of now. You only have resume numbers. Do not get confused with employee number and resume number. Both are different. Employee numbers will be created only once you join the organization. Okay, that is after the onboarding, right? And also this field will be blocked for editing. You'll not be able to do anything. You'll have to be filling the basic details, that is your father's name, your date of birth, your gender, marital status, married or unmarried. Account number, you can leave it blank. Account number, you can leave it blank. Address, again, complete permanent address with PIN code. Okay. Account number, please leave it blank. I hope you're making a note of all this. Account number, you can leave it blank. If you are not able to submit the form by leaving it blank, you can just type NA, meaning not applicable. But do not use any special character like N/A. Okay. First, leave it blank. But if you're not able to submit the form without leaving it blank, by leaving it blank, please mention not applicable by just typing NA, or you can just completely type not applicable. Right? So move to the next part, that is Part A, EPF. So herein you will be giving your nominee details. So the first column is for the name of the nominee. Okay. So the nominees can be your parents, your guardian, your siblings, anyone. For example, if you're giving your father's name as nominee, you'll have to mention your father's name. His address, if the address is same as above, you can just type as same as above. Relationship is father. His age, total amount share. Column number 6, you can leave it blank. Okay. So total amount share, if the nominee is just one, it is 100. Meaning, if there is only one nominee, the complete PF amount will go to that nominee, right? So it is 100%. If it is more than one nominee, for example, if you're giving your mother's detail also, then you can give it in any proportion, but together it should be 100. It can be 50-50, 40-60, 70-30, any ratio. Okay, together it should be 100. If it is one nominee, it is 100 always. Is it clear? Okay. So signature of the subscriber, when you submit the form, it will be captured. Right. So moving to the next part, part B EPS. So in the part B EPS, you'll have to give your family member details. That is excluding you, you'll have to mention your family member details. That is your father's name, your mother's name, all the details. Father's name, address, if it is same as above, you can just type as same as above. His age and relation, father. Similarly, you'll have to give your mother's name, your siblings' name if you have any. Up to 4 people you can mention it here. Okay, this is excluding you. The next tab is for married employees. You need not have to fill this form, fill this part. Right? This is it. Once you have given and filled these 3 tables, that's it. You can directly go ahead and submit the form. I hope I'm clear on this form as well. Okay. So moving to the next form, which is the gratuity nomination. So this nomination is for your gratuity amount. Okay. So it is very similar to the previous form. Here your name will be automatically captured. You'll have to just select your title. If you are a male candidate, select Sri. If you are a female candidate, select Kumari. Okay. Point number 5, you can just leave it as it is because it is for married employees. Point number 5, you can just leave it as it is, leave it blank. Now coming to the nominees, you will have to mention the nominee name. It is same as the previous form. You're mentioning your father's details, his name, below his address. So in the previous form, there was a separate column for the address, but here there is no separate column. You'll have to mention the address in the same place. Here you might be facing, space constraint. So you can just cut short the address and fill it up. Relationship is father, his age, and proportion. Again, if it is one nominee, it is 100. If it is more than one nominee, you'll have to divide it. Okay. Second, for example, if you're mentioning your mother's name, address, you can just type as same as above without address is same. And the remaining details has to be filled. Okay. So moving ahead to the next page, which is the statement. Here you'll have to give your gender, your religion, your marital status. Point number 5 and point number 6, please leave it blank. Point number 5 and point number 6, please leave it blank and submit. If you're not able to leave it, if you're not able to submit the form by leaving it blank, type not applicable. This is only in case if you're not able to submit the form by leaving it blank. Okay, date of joining will be already captured. Now coming to your permanent address. Permanent address, before filling the address, fill in the other details, that is the state, district, thana, subdivision, village, post office. Okay, the remaining part of the address you can type it here. That is the first line of the address maybe. Okay, there will be a space constraint here also. Please cut short the address. So here, whichever details you can fill it For example, if you do not know your Thana details, just type NA, no issues, or you can leave it blank. So whatever details you know it, you fill it up, and remaining details mention it here, cut it short and mention it. Okay, that is it. All you have to do is scroll down completely and submit the form. For few candidates, there might be a download option in the gratuity nomination. For few candidates, there will be a download option for gratuity nomination. Please do not download anything or upload anything. All you have to do is fill it online. Okay. Is it clear? Shall I move on to the next form? Okay. So moving towards the next form, which is email internet usage policy. In this form, you're not supposed to fill any details. Okay. All you have to do is just go through the policy and submit the form. Your name will be automatically captured. All you have to do is go through the policy, scroll down and submit the form. Nothing has to be filled here. Okay. Coming to employee commitment agreement, the next form. In employee commitment agreement, your name will be captured in the first paragraph. Check if it is correct. Go ahead. Here, the place will be blank. Date will be captured with the date of submitting the form. Your signature will be captured here. Okay, when you're submitting it. Coming to the second part of the form, your name is again captured. You'll have to mention your university or the college roll number. Okay, you'll have to mention your university or the college roll number. Then you'll have to mention your college name, college or institute name. Okay. When you're filling the college name or the institute name, do not mention the country. For example, your college name has too many characters. Okay, there might be college like Jawaharlal Institute of Technology and all that, right? With too many characters, please do not mention the complete name. In that case, for example, if it is Vellore Institute of Technology, you can just mention it as VIT. That's it. Okay. Similarly, it goes to the university also. If it is Mahatma Gandhi University, you can just type it as MG University. Because we have all your supporting documents with us in the background verification portal. You have uploaded all the documents, correct? And also there is a reason, if you're mentioning the complete name, there are chances that the page might freeze. Okay, so please cut it short if your college name has too many characters. If you're typing Vellore Institute of Technology, it will not be an issue. But in case it extends more than the sufficient space, the page might freeze. So please, to be on the safer side, you can just type it as VIT. Okay. Now coming to the next part, hereby declare that I have not received the following document. The university has not published the bill. If there are any documents which you have not yet received from the university, please mention it here. In the sample form, it will be mentioned as degree certificate, for example. Okay, here it will be mentioned as example 1 degree certificate. Please do not mention degree certificate because that you will get it after 1 year. Okay, apart from that, you can mention the pending documents. For example, if a provisional degree certificate is pending, mention provisional degree certificate. If your 8th semester mark sheet is pending or 7th semester mark sheet is pending, whichever original mark sheet is pending, you can mention that. 7th and 8th sem original mark sheet, whatever is pending. Okay. There might be candidates who have received all the documents except for the degree certificate, meaning you have received all the documents. Please type not applicable, because these two are mandatory fill. You cannot leave it blank. So is it clear? The first part, is it clear? Okay, moving ahead. Point number 1, you will have to mention a percentage, that is aggregate percentage. The percentage here, it states that this does not include your final semester scores. Please include it and mention the final semester scores. For example, if you have received a mark sheet marks till 7th semester, please mention the aggregate till 7th semester. If you have received till 8th semester, please mention the aggregate till 8th semester. You can either put it in percentage or you could either put it in CGPA. Okay. Now coming to point number 5, you'll have to mention the certain semester details. For example, if you're given 8th semester exam and the results are awaited, you'll have to type 8th. Okay. And if those 8th semester mark sheet is pending, again you will be mentioning 8th. Okay. And the third column, or the third space will be 8th. This will be, so whatever semester you are putting it in the first space has to be put in the third space. If you read the sentence, it states that my results are awaited for the 8th semester and my 8th semester mark sheets are awaited to be issued by the college. In the event of failure to clear my 8th semester examinations, the first attempt with eligible aggregate percentage, I shall be liable for termination of my employment. Okay. So it means that since you have not got your results, in case if you fail to clear it, Wipro will take necessary actions. If you have received all the mark sheets, if you even have got the online marks card, you can just type this as not applicable. And if this is not applicable, the third space is also not applicable, because only if any results are awaited, we will have to get a confirmation that if you will be clearing it or not, right? So whatever you're mentioning it in the first space has to be mentioned in the third space. And here it can be not only 8th, it can be 7th also, because 7th and 8th original mark sheets you might not have received. Okay. So is this form clear? If you have received all, just type not applicable. That's it. Right. So once you fill it, the date will be captured with the date you're submitting, and the signature will be captured when you're submitting the form along with the date when you have submitted the form. Okay. So moving on to the next form, which is declaration undertaking. This is also very similar to the form which I just explained. Herein, you will just have to mention the documents which is pending from the universities, and this declaration states that whichever document is pending, you will be issuing the document to, or you'll be uploading the document to Wipro's portal within 90 days of joining. So for example, if you are typing provisional degree certificate, it means that you will submit, you have not received the provisional degree certificate yet from the college, and you will be submitting this within 90 days from December 6th. Is it clear? And in case if you have not received all the documents, just type not applicable and submit the form. Okay. So moving ahead to the next form, which is the form 11. So please pay attention here. Form 11 is a very important form. If you make any mistakes here, then you will have to face issues with respect to your provident fund account. Okay. There are many alert symbols if you see in this form. Okay. There are many places wherein it clearly states that the details has to be as per your Aadhaar card. Right. And in this form, your name will not be available. You will have to type your name. Okay, in all the other forms except for the empty pocket undertaking, the names were getting auto captured, but here the name will not get auto captured, because as we already told, the middle name will not get captured. Here we require the name as per the Aadhaar card for the provident fund purpose. Okay. If the middle name is missing, then there will be discrepancies. That is the reason it is editable, and you'll have to edit your name. For example, if my name is S. Kumar in the other forms, I'll have to type here as S. Arun Kumar, which is as per my Aadhaar card. Okay. So here the details has to be as per the Aadhaar card. Any mismatch, you will be into trouble. There will be discrepancies. The PF team will be reaching out to you. Okay. So first is your name. Second is your father's or the spouse name. Male candidates, it's always father's name. Female candidates, only if you're married, you'll have to mention spouse name. Okay. And this should also be as per the Aadhaar card. That is your father's name. Okay. Coming to the date of birth, it has to be exactly as per Aadhaar card. There might be candidates with Aadhaar cards, which has mentioned only the year of birth, not the date of birth. In that case, you'll have to completely mention the date of birth. If only 1999 or 2000 is mentioned, you'll have to completely mention the date of birth. Your gender details has to be mentioned. Your marital status has to be mentioned. Your marital status has to be mentioned. Then coming to point number 6, email ID and the mobile number. Email ID has to be your personal email ID. Do not give your college email ID. College email ID will expire after your college gets over. Okay, please use your personal email ID. Okay, and the mobile number. This mobile number that you're putting here has to be linked with your Aadhaar card. So whatever number is linked with your Aadhaar card, that number has to be here. If it is a father's number linked to your Aadhaar card, you'll have to mention your father's number. If it is your number linked to the Aadhaar card, you'll have to mention your number. Okay. In case there is no number linked to the Aadhaar card, mention the number which you are going to link and immediately start with the process of linking your mobile number and the Aadhaar card. Is it clear? I repeat this part. The mobile number has to be the one which is linked with the Aadhaar card. In case there is no number linked with the Aadhaar card, please mention the number which you are going to link in the Aadhaar card, and then immediately start with the process of linking your Aadhaar card and the mobile number. Okay. Here it says should allow maximum 12 digits. Please mention only the 10-digit mobile number. Okay, please mention only the 10-digit mobile number. Right? Now coming to point number 7 and 8. Since most of you are freshers, please select no. Point number 7 and 8, please select no, which says that were you earlier a member of Provident Fund scheme or the pension scheme. If you were already there might be some candidates who would have worked somewhere before. Please select yes if you were a member. If not, please select no. Now coming to point number 9. Only if you are selecting as yes in point number 8, you'll have to mention the UAN number. Okay. If you're selecting it as no, then you are not a member. Please do not mention the UAN number. There is something else called as first time employment, that is fresher. Please select yes in that. Okay, please select yes in the fresher tab. Okay. And if you're a fresher, do not mention the universal account number, do not mention the PF account number, date of exit. That is point number 9 is not, it's not mandatory if you're selecting yes here, because you're a fresher and all the details you're doing it for the first time. In case of experienced candidates, you'll have to type the details, that is the UAN number, the previous PF account number, and the date of exit. These 3 are mandatory fields. Apart from that, D and E, it is not a mandatory field. Okay. Coming to point number 10. If you are an Indian citizen, please select no. Leave all the other point number 10B, that is point number 10B, 10C, 10D, leave it blank. If you are an Indian citizen, just select no and leave 10B, 10C, 10D blank. If you are a foreign national, for example, if you are from Nepal, select yes, mention the country name as Nepal, mention the passport number and the validity of the passport. Okay, now coming to point number 11, that is KYC details. We require the bank detail, Aadhaar number and the PAN number. Okay, so here in the bank account number, if you want to withdraw the PF amount to your already existing savings account, please mention the savings account number and the IFSC code. Okay, I repeat. If you want to withdraw the PF amount to your savings account, which you already have, you can mention the savings account details and the IFSC code. But if you want your salary account to be linked, that is, if you want to withdraw your PF amount to your salary account, in that case, you can just leave it blank and submit the form, because you will be creating a salary account, and after you create the salary account, and once the PF account is created after you join, you can log into the portal and update the salary details, the salary account details there. Okay, so you have an option. You can either use a savings account which you already have. If you already have a salary account which you're going to be using it here in the Wipro organization, that also you can mention it. In case if you want to keep your salary account only, leave it blank and submit the forms. And once the PF account is created, after you join, log into the PF portal and update the salary account details in the PF portal. Okay, the Aadhaar number is 12-digit Aadhaar number without any space. And PAN number has to be in upper caps. So I hope this point number 11 is also clear, right? So moving ahead, once you fill in all the details, you'll have to completely scroll down and you'll be able to see a confirmation here stating that I hereby confirm that details furnished above are correct as per Aadhaar details. Only if you're checking on this checkbox, you will be able to submit the forms. Until and unless you're not checking on it, you will not be able to submit the forms. You'll get an error stating that please confirm Aadhaar details. So ensure to check on this checkbox to submit the form after filling in all the details. Okay, I'll quickly explain you again from the beginning. First point is your name. Second point is your father's name as per Aadhaar card. That is your name and their father's name should be as per Aadhaar card. Date of birth should be as per Aadhaar card. Your gender, marital status, email ID should be a personal email ID. Mobile number should be the one which is linked with your Aadhaar card. Point number 7 and 8. If you are a fresher, select no. If you are an experienced candidate who already have a PF account, select yes. Point number 9, if you're a fresher, just select no and leave all other details blank. But if you're not able to submit by leaving it blank, just type NA. The ones who already have a PF account, just mention the universal account number, previous PF account number, and the date of exit. Freshers, please select as yes and leave it blank. Leave all the other details blank. If you're not able to submit the form by leaving it blank, type NA. Point number 10. If you are an international worker, that is, if you are an Indian citizen, select no, leave all the other details blank. Okay. If you are a foreign candidate, for example, if you are from Nepal, just select yes, type the country name, passport number, and the validity of the passport. Coming to point number 11, bank account and IFSC. If you want the PF amount to be credited to your savings account, you can mention the savings account number and the IFSC code. If you want a salary account, leave it blank and submit. Once the account is created, you'll have to log into the PF portal to update the bank details there. Aadhaar number has to be the 12-digit Aadhaar number without any space, and the PAN number should be in the upper caps. Once you fill in the details, please scroll down completely, check on the checkbox, and submit the form. I hope this form is also clear. Moving towards the next form, which is Maharashtra night shift. This form, as I said, it's applicable only for the female candidates joining the Maharashtra location. Okay. For others, you will not be able to see it. So I'm explaining this only for the female candidates joining the Maharashtra location. Your name will be automatically captured. All you have to do is mention the address and your designation. All the other details will be automatically captured. Your date of joining, Wipro Limited, the chairmanship name, the date of joining again, LWD meaning the last working day, and signature of witness is not mandatory. All you have to fill here is the complete address with PIN code and the designation and submit the form. Female candidate joining Maharashtra location, is it clear? All right. So moving to the last part, that is the last form, which is elite 12 months. So this agreement is same for both turbo candidates and elite candidates. Okay. The date of joining will be mentioned here. For you, it will be 06th day of December 2021 at the joining location. Okay. The name will be auto captured. You will have to mention your name, your age in numbers, your father's name, address. Okay, so this details you'll have to be filling it. When you scroll down, there'll be another space. Here you'll have to mention your designation. That's it. I hope you know about this form regarding the agreement. Your recruiter would have informed you on this. Once you fill your age, your father's name, the address, and the designation, that's it. You can go ahead and submit the form. Okay. So team, this is it regarding the joining forms.